We electors are about to cast Ohio's votes for the election of the President and Vice President of the United States of America. The procedures for this are set forth in the 12th Amendment to the United States Constitution.
So the history of the Electoral College, I know, was first decided by our founding fathers, because what they were trying to figure out is what is the best way to elect a president. And there was a debate about was the general public educated enough to vote?
When we first put this country together, there was a real problem with technology. Getting information from one place to another took weeks, even within a given state. And so you had to have a system where the decision could be made in a way that had public involvement, but didn't necessarily have a single national election day.
And so a compromise they came up with was the Electoral College system, which we know is now based on state population and equal representation in the Senate.
You have with the Electoral College is the ability to contain problems. You know, when you have a political machine or a corrupt political system in one state, that's really as much as they control. Nothing that the political machine of Illinois can do really to affect the vote in Missouri or the vote in Indiana. And so one of the advantages of the Electoral College is any problems are really limited to one place. The Electoral College already has shown itself to have some problems in terms of coming up with a different outcome than the popular vote.
The state of the vote for President of the United States as delivered to the President of the Senate is as follows. The whole number of electors appointed to vote for President of the United States is 538, of which a majority is 270. Donald Trump of New York has received for President of the United States 304 votes.
I think it absolutely deters people knowing that their vote that they cast on election day officially isn't the vote that elects our president and vice president.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in a state that is overwhelmingly Democratic or overwhelmingly Republican, you could quite plausibly argue that your vote doesn't matter.
It's absolutely deterred people from taking part in the process because of lack of knowledge and because of the complicated system. And they know how many electors there are, how they're decided, when they vote. You know, what's the magic number they need to get to secure presidency? What happens if there isn't a 270 majority? I would bet that the majority of the public isn't as knowledgeable of that.
Electoral college system has never really been what the founders had in mind. It's a system that, you know, certainly isn't functioning the way the founders anticipated.
A lot of the founding fathers intentionally wanted to do was, you know, a true democratic system where a majority rules and the people hold all power. I think people would be in favor of such a system, and people have been asking for it. It's just the process of changing, you know, amending the Constitution is quite difficult to get people to agree, you know, and go through that proposal process and ratification process.
Do you think the Electoral College should be abolished?
I said that in 2000, after what happened to the 2000 election with Al Gore.
I definitely think it's a system that should be replaced. I think it's archaic. I don't know. I mean, I get the general public at one time maybe wasn't as literate, so that would make more sense. But generally speaking, we're a developed country. You know, people have their own opinions and they're entitled to them. And as a responsible citizen, they should absolutely be taking part in that process. And the more people we can bring to the table, the better outcome.
If you look at our recent history, we've had several candidates, nominees, who have won the popular vote and lost the Electoral College. What does that say? And it says that an anachronism that was designed for another time no longer works. If we've moved toward one person, one vote, that's how we select winners. So I think it needs to be eliminated. I'd like to see us move beyond it, yes.
I would say at this time, you know, as a public, we are much more educated. We're inundated with media and issues, and people should make those decisions, not a group of electors.
If we didn't have the Electoral College and we had a popular vote, you'd have different outcomes, right? You know, the public might take it more seriously if they had more say. Candidates would reach out to them more, and so there'd be a lot of reasons why I think that the public would be more engaged. Getting rid of the Electoral College might bump up turnout a little bit. I don't think it's a panacea for a system where it's very hard to register to vote and very hard to stay registered.
I definitely think it would not be as party-based, that you may have a better variety of candidates that maybe aren't as endorsed by political party lines, based on party lines or, interest groups or lobbyists. I think, if we had more power directly given to people by a popular vote system, that makes the most sense today. I think it should be a popular vote system. The people should have any and all power to make decisions on a one-for-one vote system.